There are 4 categories of questions: mathematics, science, English, and social studies. The host will select the first category and read the first question. Contestants will compete for the opportunity to answer questions by hitting their assigned buzzer. Once a question is read to completion, the contestants can then hit their buzzer. Contestants must keep their hands to their sides while a question is being read. The first contestant to hit their buzzer will be identified by the buzzer system, and the host will then call on the contestant to answer the question. Once called upon by the host, the contestant has 10 seconds to answer the question. If a contestant answers the question correctly, they will be awarded 5 points and be allowed to select the category of the next question. If a contestant fails to answer a question correctly, the host will share the correct answer and will then select the category of the next question. Once a total of 40 questions has been exhausted, the contestant with the most points is declared the winner and will proceed on to the next round of competition. If any contestants have the same number of points or there is a tie, those contestants will then advance to a bonus round. The bonus round will contain 5 questions from any of the 4 categories, following the same rules and format as outlined.
Welcome to Whiz Kids, the exciting game show where knowledge is power and young minds shine. I am your host, Ramona Luti, and with me are some of the brightest and sharpest students from across our country, here to test their knowledge in core subject areas related to the National Grade 6 Assessment. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants. Contestant number 1, can I have your name, school, and age, please?
My name is Safia Ali. I am 11 years old and I attend Quayam Academy.
All right, welcome. Contestant number 2.
My name is Katie Light. I am 11 years old and I attend our Georgetown Primary School.
Awesome. Contestant number 3.
My name is Nelisa Wolf. I am 11 years old and I attend Quayam Academy.
All right, great. For the first category, let's start with science, please. A machine that makes work easier is known as something. Contestant number 1.
A simple machine.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Social studies.
The low coastal plain is above sea level. True or false? Contestant number 3.
False.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Mathematics.
Find the area of a rectangle with length 12 cm and width 8 cm. Contestant number 2.
96 cm square.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
English.
Using the base form of the verb in brackets, what is the appropriate past participle to complete the sentence? Lisa had something the paper in two. Cut. Contestant number 3.
Cut.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Stay in English.
Form a new word by rearranging the letters in the following word without adding or subtracting a letter. Grab. Contestant number 1.
Grab.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Stay English.
Complete the sentence using an appropriate simile. Even though things got hectic, Maria stayed as cool as a... Contestant number 1.
Cucumber.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category.
Science.
Algae, herring, cod, seal, whale. This is an example of what type of food chain? Contestant number 2.
Aquatic food chain.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
English.
Complete the following analogy. Foot is to sock as hand is to something. Contestant number 2.
Glove.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Social studies.
What are 3 reasons for us to respect our leaders and functionaries? Okay, so no one attempted to answer that. All right, so some reasons can be they're knowledgeable, they hold a position of authority, and they can guide us. Let's proceed to mathematics, please. Which fraction is greater, 3/4 or 5/8? Contestant number 1.
3/4.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Mathematics.
72 divided by 8 equals... Contestant number 2.
9.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
English.
Using the appropriate prefix, what is the opposite of the word literate? Contestant number 3.
Illiterate.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Mathematics.
What is 25% of 80? Contestant number 3.
20.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Science.
What happens to the cotyledons when the plant utilizes all of the food they provide? Contestant number 2.
They fall off.
I'll need you to be a bit more specific with your answer.
They fall off when the leaf begins photosynthesis.
I'm sorry, we won't be able to accept that. The correct response would be they shrivel up and die. Let's proceed to social studies, please. Name the administrative region where Quito is located. So no one attempted to answer that question. The correct response would have been Region 8, Totaro Superuni. Let's proceed to science, please. A something is a collection of foods that share similar nutritional properties. Contestant number 2.
A food group.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
English.
Where in the following sentence would you add an apostrophe to show possession? The knife's blades are pretty sharp. Contestant number 3.
Knives. Before the S.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The correct response would have been after the S. Let's proceed to social studies, please. True or false? A monument is a landmark, but not all landmarks are monuments. Contestant number 1.
True.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
English.
What is the function of the underlined word in the sentence? I stayed inside for it was raining heavily. Contestant number 2.
Preposition.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. In this instance, the word was a conjunction. Let's proceed to mathematics, please. What is the greatest common factor of 18 and 24? Contestant number 2.
6.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Science.
Something is the pushing force of objects away from each other. Contestant number 2.
Repulsion.
Repulsion. That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Mathematics.
Which of the following is the greatest? A, B, C, D. Contestant number 3.
B.
That is correct. 0.87 is the greatest. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Stay in mathematics.
True or false? Half is larger than 2/3. Contestant number 3.
True.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. It's actually false. Let's proceed to science, please. Josiah explained that the tester is another name for the seed coat. Is this accurate? Contestant number 1.
Yes, it is accurate.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Mathematics.
Sarah has 36 apples and she buys 15 more. She gives 12 apples to her friend. How many apples does she have now? No one attempted to answer that question. The correct response would have been 39. Let's proceed to social studies, please. Of the Chinese, Africans, and East Indians, which ethnic group first worked on the sugar plantation as indentured immigrants? Contestant number 1.
East Indians.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Science.
Cows, sheep, ducks, and fish are all considered useful because they can be used as... Contestant number 1.
Food.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Science.
As an adult, I have 32 permanent teeth. 8 are incisors, 8 are canines, 4 are premolars, and 12 are molars. True or false? Contestant number 2.
True.
That is incorrect. I have 4 canines and 8 premolars. Let's proceed to English, please. Choose the most appropriate idiom from the options given to complete the sentence. In preparation for Whiz Kids, I had to something. Bite the bullet, burn the midnight oil, hit the nail on the head. Contestant number 1.
Burn the midnight oil.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Science.
The nose, trachea, lungs, bronchus, alveoli, and diaphragm are all parts of the something. Contestant number 3.
Respiratory system.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Math.
Simplify the fraction 18 over 24. Contestant number 2.
3 over 4.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
English.
Choose the right homophone in brackets to complete the sentence. The bride and groom stood at the something ready to exchange their vows. Altar, altar. Contestant number 1.
Altar.
Spell it, please.
ALTAR.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Math.
This is the last math question. If you buy 3 books for $14 each and 2 pens for $9 each, how much will you spend in total? Contestant number 2.
$70.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The correct response would have been $60. Let's proceed to social studies, please. What should you do if a classmate makes a mistake in class? A, B, C, D. Contestant number 2.
C.
Yeah, that is correct. Go ahead and select the next category, please.
Social studies.
The tallest waterfall in Guyana is something falls. Contestant number 2.
Kaiser Falls.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
English.
This is the last English question. Which of the following nouns is considered masculine in the English language? Mistress, monk, mayor, maiden. Contestant number 3.
Monk.
That is correct. Go ahead and select your next category, please.
Science.
This is the last science question. This type of plant is reproduced from spores. So no one attempted to answer that question. The correct response would have been non-flowering plant. We've exhausted English, science, and math. So now we'll proceed with the only remaining category, social studies. A long flowing body of water that moves across the land and flows into the ocean is called a... Lesson number 2.
River.
That is correct. The next social studies question, please. List 3 jobs that are created through the farming community. No one attempted to answer that. Responses could have been farmers, vendors, handymen, laborers, and so on. The last question for this episode of Whiz Kids. What is the name of the region that includes Essequibo Islands? Contestant number 2.
Essequibo Islands, West Demerara.
That is correct. Region 3. Alright, based on the scores displayed, the winner of this episode of Whiz Kids is contestant number 2. Congrats, contestant. In second place, we have contestant number 1, and in third place, we have contestant number 3. Thank you guys so much for participating. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Whiz Kids 2025. Join us next time for yet another exciting and educational round.